Well, we get a midday commodity market update now with Mike Zuzolo of Global Commodity Analytics. Mike, let's start talking about the grains, especially the soybeans, for example. We're seeing some some mixed numbers on the soybeans. What is that a carryover from last week?
Yeah, I think it is, Bruce. We had a gap in the November beans up around the 1032 level. Today's high so far around 1036. Beans in the complex for the soy as a whole, only November's positive here at midday. So I do think it was partially technicals that stemmed from Friday's strength and also continuing over into the opening today. And last night's trade was the Argentine soybean crop getting too much rain, and that's been talked about a lot in the last few days. Soybean losses and delayed sales are kind of what's been the chatter in Chicago here since Friday's trade. We probably have worn that out, I would guess, a little bit, especially as we get ready for the crop progress and planting numbers here later after the close.
It looks like there is possibly some rain coming through the Midwest later on this week. That would help things here, wouldn't it?
Oh, it would. I mean, we're in a pretty severe drought depending on where you're at in South Dakota, Nebraska, and parts of Kansas. But yeah, the major models are still suggesting a pretty good clip of rain coming through almost all of Nebraska, probably the eastern half, eastern two-thirds of Kansas, and then over into the western Corn Belt, like Iowa and the central Corn Belt of Missouri, in areas that got missed earlier. That looks pretty likely on the models now, and it looks like it's going to come relatively soon. A lot more rainfall potential around Easter Sunday for a lot of areas.
What about the southern areas? They got way too much rain here in the last couple of weeks. Are they going to dry out at all?
No, it doesn't look like it. I actually just got off the phone with the client in Indiana, and they're still way too wet to be doing much. And it looks like there's another inch to 2 inches coming, if these models are right, in the next 6 days, that the western Corn Belt system we're just talking about and coming across hard red wheat country is going to last and get us into the eastern Corn Belt as well. So we'll have to watch those crop progress numbers real closely on the corn. I wonder if we're not trading a little bit weaker on that, and also the hard red wheat's kind of the leader to the downside.
Livestock numbers look pretty good as far as the futures today, Mike. Is that kind of the feeding off of Wall Street at all?
Yeah, you've got the specs back in the market thanks to Wall Street, I suspect, Bruce, and also Oklahoma City started up. We don't have any trends set yet, but it sounds like there's a strong undertone. I did see some 8-weight feeders go for about 273. So between the cash marketings probably being backed up and the feeder strength in Wall Street, we've got some short covering on our hands. We hope it can continue into tomorrow's trade.
Are we going to see much cash trade this week? We didn't see it last week.
You know, I really think we will. I think the Packers are probably backing up marketings at this point. So if I had to guess, if $2, $3 lower, maybe $4 in some regions, I would think they'd jump on that.
Thank you very much, Mike. That's Mike Zuzolo. He's with Global Commodity Analytics. Thank you for that midday market commentary. And you can receive 2 weeks free trial of Mike's newsletter when you mention Rural Radio Network at globalcom with 2 M's research.com. That's globalcomresearch.com. You can receive those 2 free trials. And do remember that trading futures involves risk of loss and may not be suitable for all investors. You're listening to the Rural Radio Network.